Good morning. So today let's look at the figure of 8 on the bight backed up with a stopper knot. So this is actually 2 knots. So here we have the figure of 8 on the bight and then backed up with the stopper knot. This knot's used to attach to a quick release chest harness when people are SRTs or swift water rescue teams. It's a good way of clipping people in securely and quickly. Also, when you're tethering a raft or sled, climbers sometimes use it if they want to clip people in and out quite quickly. So as I say, it's actually 2 knots. We looked at this knot yesterday, which was the stopper knot, and then the figure of 8 on the bight. So to do this, I like to measure out about 75 centimeters in a loop coming back on itself. Then I take the middle and I put my stopper knot in there. The reason I do this first is it then allows me to adjust this length. So I could make it smaller or I could make it bigger. Okay. The dimensions of this knot are quite important. So now to do the re-threaded figure of 8 on the bight, come round, create a loop, bring that round the back, and then back down the loop that you've just created. I always find that it needs a little bit of dressing when you do it with this method, but once you've dressed it correctly, it should sit quite comfortably. And there we have a re-threaded figure of 8 on the bight. Okay. So I talked about dimensions and getting it right. We want this area here to be small, so we can't get hand in there. We want the gap between here, the stopper knot, and the figure of 8 to be small, so there's no chance of entrapment. If I was to see someone get the dimensions wrong and it'd be big like this, I'd either ask them to do it again or do it again for them. So here there's a problem, my hand could go in, cause an entrapment. Here, another problem, an entrapment. This tail is too long, could flick up. In fact, the whole thing could flick up and catch me, maybe catch me in the face temporarily, you know, lose my vision. So this is the blue one, how not to do it. The green one, how to do it. And hopefully the reasons why. So let's look at that again. As I said, I measure out about 75 centimeters, coil it back over, then pick up in the middle. There I put my stopper knot in. So this is the bit that starts to get my dimensions right. Already I know that that tail is short enough, okay, which is good. That's not going to flick me up and catch me in the eye. Now, when teaching this knot, it means people can change this length depending on the thickness of the rope and their tying ability. Now for me, I know that it's about there, so I should be able to go round, create the loop, and then back down. We'll need a little bit of dressing. the top. And I have the re-threaded figure of 8 backed up by a stopper knot. If I'd have got that wrong, I could have easily adjusted this to make it longer or shorter. So there I've made it longer. Now put in my re-threaded figure of 8. That bit's okay, that bit's okay, but this bit in the middle is too long. So I undo that. I make that shorter, then I give it another go. Don't think I'm going to be able to get myself trapped in there or in there. So that looks like a success. So once again, 2 knots, the re-threaded figure of 8, backed up by a stopper knot. I like this knot because it's easy to check. If you're doing a buddy check on one of your colleagues, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can see from a distance that that knot's done correctly. Often used by swift water technicians, and some climbers use this if they particularly want to clip people in and out quite quickly. Well, I hope that helps. Thanks a lot. Bye.